Hi, welcome to Kyushu channel. My name is M. I would be your guide to show you around different spots in Kyushu, mainly in Fukuoka where I live. Today, we're going to Asian pop exhibition at the Fukuoka Asian Museum. We are at the Hakata River Rain Mall in Nakesu Kawabata. The museum is located on the 8th floor. Here we are at the Fukuoka Asian Art Museum. This museum opened in 1999 and is the world's only museum to focus on Asian modern and contemporary art. This year, the museum celebrates 25th anniversary, and this Asian pop exhibition is part of its memorial event. Shall we begin the tour? Artist who caused a sensation in the exclusive society by his shaved head portrait. I think I've seen this painting before. Let me read out the description. Young men with shaved heads with the same face and fashion illustrate the artist himself. By repeatedly applying the same person as if to copy the subject, Fang portrays a human figure deprived of one's personality and the right to publicly express one's opinion, with the uncanny society that wished to procreate such non-resisting people. These expressions represent the artist's subtle resistance towards the occlusive society. It's interesting. The explanation kind of reminds me of the book 1984 by George Orwell somehow. Let's move on to the next section. Dreams of the people illustrated on posters of the New Age. Chinese commercial advertising posters. In the early 20th century, those living in big cities such as Shanghai or Hong Kong, where modern capitalism had already been established, saw posters promoting various commodities such as cigarettes or alcohol beverages. Girls charmingly dressed in modern fashion gained popularity as the main figures of these posters. Their seductive smiles targeted men who sought to shop, while women in the cities admired their latest fashion and modern lifestyles. Cute posters. I used to have a t-shirt with a Chinese woman printed on very similar looking to one of these ladies. One day, when I was walking Chinatown in New York, a Chinese woman came up to me and started talking in Chinese, so excitedly pointing at the Chinese girl on my t-shirt. Maybe that t-shirt was homage to this era. Okay, what's next? Caricaturing society surrounded by the red walls. Above the red wall, which symbolizes traditional Chinese architecture and political systems, the Fujifilm, an expensive import, and another domestic film combine. It portrays an ideal family based on Confucian teachings. And from right to left, these classic illustrations imply the lesson that we should not crawl to the rich nor regard the poor with disdain, the importance of valuing family relationships, and that we should respect those with experience and virtue. The work describes the ironical fact that while economic growth brought more high-quality imports, replacing domestic products, thoughts and cultures are still censored in Chinese society. It's amazing the artist was actually able to release this painting under such censorship in China. All right, the next one looks like a video installation. Gently step on the button and wait for 20 seconds. Nostalgic music. And I love the contrast between the cheap lighting frame and the expensive-looking oil painting. The description says when a classic Taiwanese song starts to play by the switch, underfoot, the lights on the frame flicker, and a woman in the painting comes and goes. This interesting pop song, The Boat of Good Fortune Sets Sail, was a hit tune in the 1950s. The woman derives from an old photograph at the time. By combining the painting, narrative lights, and music, the artist symbolically visualizes the urban sentiment, the nostalgic yet sweet and lonely mood that once permeated in the cities of Taiwan. As an artist born in 1956 and raised under martial law, Wu seemingly asks himself whether his life at the time resonated with the song titles The Boat of Good Fortune, Set Sail, or Dreams of Past Era. This is my favorite so far. Next section is Contemporary Prejudice and Desire in Pop Irony. A seemingly cute arrangement of colorful meats and sweets represents often mentioned prejudices that Muslims and Hindus, who are constantly involved in conflicts, hold against each other. Female actors from popular movies appear in provocative postures, surrounding a woman with her eyes exposed while mostly covered in a black veil, the moral symbol of Muslim women. The work ironically describes two conflicting public expectations towards women. The two pieces resemble neon signs in a city, revealing prejudices and contradictory desires rooted in our daily lives. Their color usage is much brighter than the East Asian art, but the message they are conveying aren't so different from the East. Next is the Indian section, discovering our society through the representation of Indian and film masterpiece. The man holding a gun is Gabbar, the villain in the great 1975 hit film Chalet. Intense scenes of violence from the movie occupy the center and upper part of the painting. Two children who pray before the dawning sun portray the enthusiasm of innocent people who see commercial movies while unresistingly absorbed in overflowing entertainment. The film starring iconic actors remains beloved by many. However, by using the image of this masterpiece, the artist caricatures our society where entertainment is dominant in our lives. I love this poster. This kind of design and idea are something Japanese would never come up with. Let's move on. The next section is the birth of Lollywood posters. What's Lollywood? I've never heard of it. Film production in the Indian subcontinent started in the 1920s, during British colonial rule. Lahore, the old capital located in the northern region of current Pakistan, later became the center on the film industry. After the independence of Pakistan in 1947, more than 100 films were made every year during the 1960s and 1970s at the peak of the industry, producing many movie stars. Following the popularity of film, advertisements such as billboards and posters were distributed, the original paintings of which were created by artists specialized in the genre. The film culture of Pakistan has been called Lollywood, named after the city of Lahore, in reference to Hollywood in the USA. Okay, the next one is colorful mobile paintings carrying people's dreams, desires, and cries towards reality. Rickshaws or bike taxis are the means of transportation for people in urban areas of Bangladesh. Although they were initially used in Japan, the overwhelming embellishment and unique forms of rickshaws developed locally in Bangladesh. Paintings done on tin sheets at the back of the car are called rickshaw paintings, featuring movie stars, landscapes, religious motifs, or other subjects such as politicians, disasters, and wars reflecting the socio-political state in Bangladesh. Carrying the dreams or desires of the people, sometimes their cries towards reality. These paintings intrigue us with power. Urban bustle and rickshaw rides with flooded decoration. Overwhelming colors of decorations complete the rickshaw. It is believed that more than 850 components are needed to make a rickshaw, based on various kinds of materials. Artists and studios specializing in making rickshaws collaborate to make the vehicle. In this work, the seat is decorated with paintings and photos of movie stars, while a calm landscape of the farming village appears at the back. It not only reflects the desire of the urban populations, but also their affection towards their homeland and feelings of isolation. Viewers are encouraged to see the work from different angles. Run through the city and embellish our life. Varieties of uniquely applied colors are often seen in the cities of Asia, They are especially recognizable in the traffic art paintings or decorations done on vehicles, such as rickshaws in Bangladesh or trucks in Pakistan, which represent popular art in South Asia. They attract our eyes with their remarkable appearances, bringing the bustle and heat of the cities into form. In this section, we invite viewers to see rickshaws that run through Dhaka in Bangladesh, and rickshaw paintings, the decorative part of the vehicle. Contemporary artworks inspired by the energetic and colorful popular culture called Karachi pop. Born in Karachi, a commercial city in Pakistan, will also be featured here. The palace designed to combine art and popular culture. Large trucks in Pakistan are known for their vibrant color decorations and intricate paintings. Based on drawings by the 4 artists from Pakistan, truck artisans put lights, sheet metals, and paintings to complete the piece. Heart Mahal, meaning heart palace, invites the viewer into a strange world where an enormous heart embellished with lights energetically starts beating once they step into the space. The artist intended to remove the boundary between art and popular culture by integrating truck cultures of Pakistan. Is it an irony, caricature, malleable, and resilient attitudes of the artists? After the 1980s, amid the continuous global tension caused by the Cold War, Asian regions underwent challenging issues, such as democratization movements in response to the military dictatorship. Moreover, the introduction of the free economy accelerated the economic gaps between the rich and poor. To react against contradicting and absurd society, artists addressed criticism and objections in terms of political contexts through ironic or caricaturing representations in their works. Their malleable and resilient attitudes may give us hints on how to survive the difficulties of our contemporary society. In the first half of this section, we present South Asian contemporary art, depicting their voices against political injustice. The second half introduces the works of political pop, which caricature capitalism, a unique characteristic of Chinese contemporary art during the 1990s, and also the new Nyanwa, which was the artistic inspiration of the former. Sharp criticism of contemporary society visualized through mass culture. The work is a combination of 3 triangular paintings done with vibrant colors, focusing on the complicated modern and contemporary history of the Indian subcontinent. While a politician in the middle delivers a speech in public, colonialism starts to prevail on the left side, like horses from another country herding local cows. On the right side, the contradictory state of culture and clutters of society are depicted with images of a sacred animal in Islam and movie stars. The artist criticizes contemporary society by incorporating popular visual arts, such as rickshaw paintings and movie billboards, where everything ingeniously leans toward entertainment. Transforming society seen through 2 women. A popular Pakistani female actor in a bright pink traditional dress alluringly smiles, as if to attract the people. On the contrary, a figure from a woodcut made during the Vietnam War appears on the left, a woman carrying a child while holding a gun to fight the war. The painting shows 2 contrasting characters, an independent woman who acts on her own will, and another woman who focuses on playing her role expected by the audience. To show the shifting gender roles in society during the 1970s, the artist juxtaposed the 2 women. Poignant irony of social absurdity in dramatic monochrome? Someone with a contorted body facing backward appears at the center, while men in suits are sending secret codes by hand signs. On the upper left, the national flag of Pakistan, the country that fought the independence war with Bangladesh, loosely hands down. A woman with a gloomy face in the right corner holds a lotus, the national flower of Bangladesh. Bengal tigers look like ornaments with missing fangs. Heroes who once led the county to its awaited independence are now politicians committing frauds and engaged in conspiracies. It seems that is the reason why their bodies are melting. The artist has expressed a sharp sense of irony against the absurdity of our society. This work is one such example, done with dramatic shading effects inspired by popular arts such as rickshaw paintings. Ouch! A man is being smashed by another person. The sound and physical impact of a strong punch spreads over the painting in jaggy patterns of orange and green. Why are these two, who look like characters from American comics, attacking each other? The work was painted in 1987, the year martial law in Taiwan was repealed. It was when the whole society had to endure pain as the government gradually accepted freedom of speech, followed by torrents of demonstrations and political collisions. Two men punching each other symbolize the struggle between the citizens and the government. An imaginary portrait symbolizing the 1987 incident in China? A man with shite hair and a beard, seemingly the founder of the global fried chicken franchise, appears with a bright red background. This portrait was modeled after Trotsky, revolutionary of Tsarist Russia, whose trademarks were round frame glasses and a beard. Small photos on both sides indicate the first Kentucky Fried Chicken, opened in 1987. The shop, located near Tiananmen Square in Beijing, was built in an important place in terms of feng shui. Using iconic figures, the artist addressed the relationship between communism and capitalism, which primarily exist like oil and water. Images of brighter future and prosperous lives reflect harsh reality. New Year picture. Since the establishment of the People's Republic of China in 1949, posters called New Nianhui Year picture promoted communist ideologies addressing a comfortable life and a brighter future. Policy model laborers, healthy-looking peasants, and adorable children appear beside political slogans, replacing sacred characters in the traditional Nianhui. Contrary to the cheerful images on these posters distributed across the country, many difficulties were faced by the actual society at the time. Pop lacquer paintings embrace irony towards mass consumption. I Love Tiananmen Square, Beijing No. 1 to 30, are created by Luo Brothers in China between 1996 and 1997, made with photograph, computer graphics, watercolor, lacquer on board. Children and women play around with cans of Coca-Cola and hamburgers. Tiananmen Square beams celestial lights from a far background. Just happy images illustrate the desire of people seeking wealth. And the work ironically reveals the contradicting reality, where the capitalist economic system, symbolized by foreign products, and the communist regime, implied by Tiananmen Square, compete with each other. The title, taken from a street slogan, describes the artist's complicated feeling: being aware of social contradiction, yet admiring consumerist culture. The House of Wonders. This is where the characters of Armored cross live. They were created by an artist who loves games, comics, and TV programs featuring heroes. Each can change their own appearance by replacing their body parts. The body of the fish covered with scales looks like an armor. It has many fins, but does it walk or swim when it wants to move? This is quite amazing, by the way. Looks like weird creatures from the Power Rangers. I love this. The work is modeled after flower mantises that camouflage themselves as flowers. Its glaring eyes make us feel that it will capture and eat us if we get closer. The work is modeled after Kalapalophos, a type of crab, but it partly looks like a human figure or some type of vehicle, doesn't it? An adventure in town. A variety of people are living in the same town. Despite living next to each other, each may see this world very differently. With our imagination, let's look for the experience of a new adventure that is hidden nearby. This scooter was made in Fukuoka by an artist based in Thailand. Characters and patterns that look like creatures are illustrated on its body, painted in white. Why not take a ride on this bike so that you could become a hero running at high speed? Wow! This is such a cool scooter. I would buy it if they sold it, ride around the town and show it off to the people in my area. A heroic figure, posing in a cheerful mood, represents the power to live, nourished by the love of family. For the artist, his mother became his best hero, who often used to make his clothes. If we look carefully, we can see that pieces of clothing are used in this work in the background. They are the clothing of Thai women, worn on their waists. A cool-looking guy with rainbow hair, a belt, and a pair of sunglasses. However, this is actually a self-portrait of the artist, struggling at heart when things don't go well with the people around him. These colors and shapes in the painting could be the reflection of his complicated feelings. The next work is entitled Encounter by a Korean artist Ham Jin, made in 2005 with polymer clay, scrap material. Here's the work description. This is a world of tiny little humans that live in the gaps between things. We need to approach down on the floor to see the work, where we can witness many kinds of dramas happening there. Let's set our eyes in their world and go on a little adventure. I videotaped the work, but the camera work is lousy. Sorry about that. That was all for the Asian pop exhibition. It was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it too. Thank you for watching and see you again next time.